Hi guys, welcome back. Sorry it's been a little while. Thought we'd take a look at this bad boy who's just come in. Generation Toy Gorilla GT-10W. So this is the first time I've had a Generation toy. And this is a repaint of the Optimus Primal they've done. So they've obviously done him in a kind of white colour scheme. So you know, I was tempted to pick up the original figure, but we've got loads of different Optimus Primals, both through the official range, and there's also other third-party figures around. I was kind of on the fence for a long time, and then when I saw this kind of redeco, I thought, oh, it's a bit of an excuse to get it while it's different enough from the other ones. Yeah, so it'll certainly stand out anyway. So it comes in this box here. You've got a cool picture of the gorilla on the front here, pounding the floor here, and then a couple of other pictures of him in his robot mode, and then on the back nothing. It's like a sleeve that comes off, so you just pull that off here, pop it to the side, and then the front of the box, it's nice. You've got this kind of silver kind of stenciling. Again, a picture of him with the gorilla head there, and that opens up real nice. I've actually taken the figure out, but just to show you, just kind of this kind of bit slips off. Sorry, it's just a bit tricky because the camera's in front of me. That's all. There we go. So you take that off, and it's quite a sturdy box as well. And then you've got this on the top here. It's nicely done, and then the figure's in here with his other accessories. Talking of accessories, I'll show you those. So you get a few different bits and pieces, so I'll just show you those there. Oh, it's a bit bright. I'll see if I can just bring this in the background, and then I'll just show you that up against this. So you get two of these nice swords, and they're kind of, I think they're painted. It's a real kind of pearly white they've gone with this, and these translucent pieces here. Nice sculpting, and this bit here is like almost a dark grey kind of chrome paint, and it looks really nice. It doesn't, I was worried that it might kind of smudge and you get fingerprints on it, but it doesn't appear to be at the moment. There's a slight imperfection there, but nothing too bad. And then you've got the same one here. You've got this kind of piece here, and I don't know if that's where you perhaps pull these bits out. Ah, yes. So you can actually pull these out like so and make one large weapon. The ends of these are painted as well, like that. And presumably he'll hold it in his hand and have it pegged in there. So that's something you can do. So I'm just going to pop these off to the side. So you get those. There is another accessory which is just underneath. So just be careful that you don't lose this, because it did drop out of the box. And it's just like an additional kind of face mask here. So I'll just open this up. Come on. Can. So there you are. And then again, it's this kind of silvery, it's kind of a little bit darker than silver. It's hard to explain really. It's almost like a space grey sort of colour. And then you get this, which kind of is the instructions, but also a rather cool, kind of glossy poster that you get with it as well. The trouble is you're probably never going to use it as a glossy poster, because you're going to be using it for the instructions. So it's basically a copy of this here. So it's done in, what was it, A3, something like that. And then you turn it around here, and you've got your instructions here on how to transform him. Shows you removing the faceplate. Apparently he's got some light up eyes, which I didn't realise. So I need to get some batteries for that. Interestingly enough, the instructions go from robot mode through to 8 mode. They don't go the other way around, and he arrives in 8 mode. So interesting way that they've kind of done it there. I think we should be able to do it. Seems fairly self-explanatory, he says. So we'll give it a go. So what we'll do is we'll bring in the figure and take a look at him. So here he is in his gorilla mode, but he's pretty cool, isn't he? Unfortunately, I don't really have anything to hand to compare him to, just because of all the work that's been going on in my garage at the moment. So nothing really to kind of compare him against, in all honesty. But I'll see if I can get something in a minute. But I may be able to do a bit of a size comparison later. I think I may have a deluxe figure around that I can compare him to. But he is kind of much larger figure. Maybe it's kind of like a leader class. But there's loads of detail on him. This again, you've got all this chrome paint on the front here, this kind of turquoise paint in his legs, silver in here. Again, this kind of almost like pearl paint that's used in here. There's a few little scratches on here, I've noticed. And again, all of this, the shoulder pads look as if they're painted, the arms, all the hands got this kind of chrome paint going on with it. The face as well is nicely done. It's, you know, no mistaking that it's a gorilla, that's for sure. And the mouth opens and closes, and he's got his little teeth in there as well, which is nice, and the eyes are red there. These bits kind of stay at the back, so that's kind of unfortunate. I don't know if there's anything else you can do with those, but they're not too bad. I don't think it ruins the figure too much. When you have him like that, you only kind of see it from one angle, really. But yeah, there's almost too much paint to go through. Like I said, you've got this turquoise paint in here, on the legs either side, in these little bits here on the arms. Go around to the back, and it tidies up quite well. You've got it on the back here, these face plates. I guess they're going to be breastplates for the other bit as well. This kind of yellowish, goldish paint in here is done all right as well. Lots of silver and this kind of pearl paint. It's nicely done. As I mentioned, there's a few little places where it's scratched. This bit here looks as if this is actually metal on the side here. So, and it's like almost like brushed aluminium. It's got a real nice look to it. When you first get him out of the box, he's kind of really kind of rigid and not very ape-like. And his face is, when you look at it, if you look at it dead on, is quite boxing. If you have him like that and have his legs straight, he doesn't look very animal-y. But as soon as you get his mouth open, if you get a bit more of a crouched position, have that head up, all of a sudden he looks a lot more kind of intimidating. I've not really managed to pull off that pose where they've got him kind of leaning forward and punching the ground. I don't seem to be able to get his legs anywhere near bent down enough. But first impressions are good, I will say that. What we'll do now is just go through some of the articulation, and we'll have a go at trying to transform this guy. So the head, as I mentioned, looks up, looks down, up, moves across as well. So you get a fair bit of motion. Mouth closes, opens all the way up there. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Can you rotate it around any more than that? No, I think that's it. The arms, you've got like a soft ratchet here, goes round here, in and out to there. These shoulder bits do move around, so you can kind of put them up like that, or down like that to make him more look like an actual animal. And these bits kind of rotate around, although I'm not sure they're supposed to in this mode here, because that did mean that it came unplugged from there. So I don't think they're supposed to rotate out here in this mode, because it looks as if they're supposed to clip into there. So you can do it, but it kind of ruins the sculpt. If you keep hold of it here, it does turn around in this little section here, so you can do it that way. The arms do go up to there and kind of back the other way as well a little bit, so it's a bit of a double joint to it. The hands, you get a load of articulation, so they're all individually articulated, so you've got this kind of base pin running through, and then each one kind of bends. No, these two are on their own there, and then these two at there and there. So you can get some decent poses out. You can kind of layer them like that. The thumb as well kind of rotates around. You do get a little bit of movement in there as well. It can move up and down just on a little ball peg there, so you can see where that's attached there. And this bit can come unclipped, and that means you can rotate this around here. You can also bend him forward like that, so there is a bit of an ab crunch going on there as well. So even with that, I can't really get him down far enough to do that pose that's shown on the box. His arms kind of come down to there, so God knows how they've done that. That may become apparent later on. The legs, they rotate around here, so they can go all the way back and all the way forward. It's a nice soft ratchet, very smooth, and the legs they kind of fold away into this mode like that, but you can bend them forward. So you could probably, what they've done there is they've probably kind of done a bit of a double joint kind of thing there, and that's how they've kind of got them leaning forward. So you can, so I think they've really kind of, I'm not quite sure how they've managed that. You can get them close to that kind of pose, but I've not quite been able to pull it off. So yeah, there is a fair bit of movement in there. This bit moves forward and back. You can see the kind of pistons moving on the back there. That's really nice. And then you get this rotation in and out of here as well. The feet here as well move in and out. So you've got this kind of last one on here, which is kind of out a little bit from the rest, so it does look a little bit odd, but this bit moves on its own. Then this one moves forward and back, and kind of out to the side here as well, and this bit moves on its own as well. So you've got a whole load of articulation. You can bend it forward as well. So yeah, I mean, most of that is going to be for the robot mode, but it just shows you the amount of articulation that's in this guy. Yeah, I think you can have good fun playing around with this guy. I really do. He's really good fun just to mess about with. You know, I literally got him out straight out of the box and started messing around with it. You know, what you're seeing with here is kind of my real kind of first impressions of the figure. What we'll do is we'll see if we can get him transformed. So this will be the first time that I've done it, but I figured we might as well kind of go through and get this done together. It looks like you kind of straighten out the legs like that. So looks a very sort of Optimus Primally in terms of you kind of twisting around almost the figure back to front to some extent here. Looks as if there's like a piece here that you want to have to kind of clip out here. So you should pull those bits out from there and then pull that down, and that folds into there. So that's a nice way, and this obviously allows that articulation there, but then you just kind of pull this out and pop that in there, and that makes it out more like a robot foot down here. So I don't know if you saw that, it was hidden away in here, and you just kind of pulled it out and popped that bit out like that. So yeah, so that looks quite nice. Yeah, the kind of ratchets and the way you move everything is quite satisfying on this figure. It looks like, let's get some of the pictures up on here. So it looks like this is going to be his kind of almost like backpack. Yeah. So then do you rotate this bit around here? I think you're going to open this up at some point. Certainly looks if you're going to peg this forward like that into this space here. I'm just going to lift up the camera a smidge just so you can see what's going on. And what I'll do is I'll just pop the instructions off to the side so I can see kind of roughly how you do it. Crikey. So there's a lot going on. Looks like these bits here from the side is they kind of come out here like that, and you can see as you do it you start to have a bit more of a robot kind of torso to it, and then these bits are gonna, looks like they're gonna fold in towards each other. Here we go. So this bit comes forward here. I think this opens up, and this is where the head's going to be, certainly. So if you open it up here, you've got a bit of a head reveal here, and you see the head that's in there. And they've really done a great job on the sculpt for that. Wow. Okay. Okay. So looks like these bits fold in. So these bits on his chest. So they're going to fold in towards each other, it looks like. Try to be careful. Oh, perhaps just on one side then. Here we go. So these bits are going to, that's going to kind of slot into there where these little notches are, it looks like. Okay. So I think that's supposed to go the other way around. Wow. So we know that has to go into that space there, don't we? Now that bit goes in there. This bit looks as if it should fold like the other one, but doesn't. Perhaps it turns around. Yeah, it turns around. Okay. So that looks as if it comes up there like that. These bits slot into there, it looks like. So as you bring this bit down, bit worried about damaging the face on this guy. Just make sure you've got all the right clearances. That looks like it's right, but these bits come out here. I haven't worked out quite how to fold these bits in. So they kind of fold in like that. So I'll try and repeat that on this side. So you have to kind of give them a little bit of a wiggle. Like that. And then they kind of come into the side. No, I think this bit should come out a bit further than that. So it looks like this bit folds in completely like that. Almost out of the way, so I think that's supposed to be quite snug in there, but I haven't quite mastered it yet. Let's see if we can get that in there like that. I think that's how it's supposed to be anyway, with those side bits on there. I think this needs to go in a little bit tighter. We'll kind of get to that. Now this bit is the bit I'm having trouble with. Let's open this bit up on the back here. So these bits are right, but you can kind of move them out of the way. So it looks as if this is going to, head bit is going to come down. And it looks as if that, there's a little couple of notches. And that pegs into there like that. And it looks like this whole assembly piece, looks like that should be up like that. That should be flat like that. This should kind of really go down as far as it can, really. Then that should mean that pegs into there, but it's not quite fitting into place. Let's try opening this up again here. So that looks to be right. You fold that in. All of this. Sorry, it's very hard to sort of follow in reverse order, really. So it looks as if that is, it looks like it isn't right, like it's not supposed to be on that side there. Maybe it's supposed to scooch over, but I can't see how else it. Right, boys and girls, so I've worked it out. So all you have to do is lift this up a little bit higher, and it actually pushes down into that gap in there. So there's actually no need to align it next to it. So then once you've done that, you can then bring that bit down. Oh, I forgot. This bit came unclipped as well while you're doing it, but no, it's just come unclipped. It's there's no sort of damage to it or anything like that. So that comes back down and into there, and then this bit comes up, and that should, he says, clip into the front there. So you just got to make sure it's lined up properly, which I'm not doing a very good job of. Maybe it was round the other way. This little clip. Let's bring that bit down. Then this bit should come up, and then that'll clip into there a little bit better. Not 100%, but kind of, you get the idea. This bit comes forward his head. This bit kind of comes down here like that. I think, as we mentioned before, these bits kind of come down into these kind of gaps here. These bits should peg onto the side of here, like that. So you just have to line them up. Easier said than done. So I don't think I've done it on this side either. I just need to raise it up a little bit. So it's a little bit fiddly, but it's still quite, you know, this is my first time transforming it. You know, yeah, this is on a little slider as well. I didn't notice that. So yes, so that kind of comes down. Almost into that space there, so you want to slide it in first, I think. See if I can line that up from there. It doesn't look like the strongest of tabs, so I don't want to break it or anything, but looks like it should go into that one here. Yeah, that one goes into the bottom one there. Yeah, it's just a bit of perseverance with that one. Yeah, I can't quite do that one, but we'll come back to that one. You kind of get the general gist with that bit there. Yeah, these bits here, I think I see what I've done wrong here. These bits need to kind of come in a fair bit more into that gap there, it looks like. So it's kind of really match the other side. You see what I mean? Just that needs to sort of tidy away a little bit better. I do want to get this bit a little bit more flush, because, you know, that's certainly how he looks in all the kind of pictures that he got him, but I can't seem to be able to get that done. But sort out the legs here, the head and these bits kind of come forward here like that. Looks like these bits kind of come out like that, and then the arms, I don't know if they look any different. So this is why the gorilla mode could come down, is they've actually mistransformed it, I think. Yeah, so it actually comes with the robot transformation in the arms. So that's how they managed to get the arm down so low, is these bits actually extend out. So is actually, if you get them out of the box, the arms are in the kind of robot configuration rather than the gorilla configuration. So that's something just to be aware of. So that's him pretty much done, I think. I'm just looking at the legs and everything else like that. Just to, don't know if you have to do anything else on here. Doesn't look as if you have to. That looks as if it's all tidy. These bits come off for some reason, and then just a tab straight back on there like that. And then there's a few other bits that you can do with the weapons. So if I just bring all of those in here, you've got these here. So slide those in like that, just to show you what it looks like with all of these bits. And on the instructions, the bits that it does show is it shows that these tab on at the back here. So like that. And like that. So they are hidden nicely away. I think that looks pretty good. So then this bit here is kind of a bit redundant in that case. I mentioned the light up eyes. I haven't got the battery for it, but the button at the back, his head is just there. It looks as if it's just a single press. The guns that go forward, they sort of kind of rotate up down. Look as if they sort of almost like they've got like a pump action to them, but you don't actually kind of do anything. But you can kind of rotate them round as you see fit. So yeah, that's pretty good fun actually. And then if you want to hold the weapons, there's a slot in his hand just there. You peg that into the hole there, like that, and he holds that nice and tight, like a tiger, like that. And you can see all of the chrome and stuff shining off him. It really does look fantastic. And just to show you the other kind of weapon, and then we go through articulation. I will, off camera, transform him back to gorilla mode. So I will make you go through all of that again and show you him with the longer arms. So there you are. You got this super duper kind of thing. And again, it's the same for both arms, but just to show you what it looks like that. Don't know how well the camera's kind of picking up on everything there. And you've also got the spare head as well. So you can swap that out. And it looks as if it's just a pull-out job from what I can see here. or there's a possible screw at the back as well, so it could be that. Yeah, it looks if you just pull it out, there is like a little, there's like a little catch, it looks like, but I can't, certainly don't want to force this thing out. Alright, well, I'm going to leave that because I don't want to force it and break it after only just getting it, but you get the general idea. There's plenty of places where you can pop these down as well. I mean, the face that you've got there is the one with the mouth piece that, you know, you would have had in the show. You get great weight articulation that goes all the way around. You get an ab crunch, goes right forward like that, and the head can look forward as well. The eyes are a little bit dark. I would have preferred it if they'd coloured the eyes, just to make them red. Just look a little bit sort of dead in this, but because there's so much other stuff going on, there's so much paint, this kind of pearl paint is going on, all this kind of chrome paint and silver, so much going on, and this kind of turquoise paint as well looks absolutely great. These bits don't move, but the head can go up, down, swivel all the way around. It's done really well. It can go look a fair bit up as well. It's really quite good. These bits can go forward and back, so you can tuck them out of the way a little bit. You can bring them right forward and they can go to the side. Yeah, so they're pretty good. Like I said, you can move them out of the way if you don't want them showing. Arms the same as before, out to the side here. Swivel at the top here. The same articulation that we've talked about because we've gone through it on there. The legs, again, all the way up, bow, out to the side, swivel, little bit of movement in there as well. Great big bend in the knee there, it gets you all the way back there and forward as well. And the feet, as I mentioned, with the pistons and toe and everything else like that, you just got a whole load of articulation. It looks if you can fold these in if you do want to. It's not super clear from the instructions which way to do it, but I would think it's probably back like that. So I think that's what I would go for anyway. But overall, absolutely brilliant looking figure. I'm really impressed with him. Having just got him out of the box and just played with him, he looks absolutely great. And you know, this is one of the first figures I want to get on display once my display is all sorted out. I will probably do another video. Actually, I'll tag it on the end here, and I'll just show him in gorilla mode as well, with the longer arms, and I'll recreate that pose. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Sorry it's been a little bit of a long review, but yeah, this guy's a little bit tricky. Very similar transformation to the original with some little quirks and things in there. In terms of recommend, absolutely all day long. If you're a Beast Wars fan, go out and get, if not this one, this mold. It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Stay safe. Bye-bye. I'm back. So I did sign off a little bit prematurely there. So yeah, I folded the arms out back into 8 mode. I still can't quite get his fist all the way to the floor there, but it does make a bit of difference. I guess a bit more ape-like. You do get a bit of extra articulation on it in this mode, so you kind of bends out that way as well. So you can almost like get him kind of grabbing at his chest, and kind of almost like beating his chest sort of thing. So that's quite cool, I thought. Yeah. So as I said, definitely a recommend from me. It's Mr. Monkey there, Generation Toy Gorilla. Go out and get him if you can. Anyway, thanks for tonight, guys. Stay safe. Bye bye.